Exposing restaurants serving up things that are not on the menu. An unprecedented government crackdown has found a huge number of restaurants, cafes and takeaway stores preparing food in filthy conditions and putting your health at risk. Rodney Lowe's has this exclusive report.
Just amazing and just disgusting.
We're ready with a very big stick and significant fines to come in and shut you down.
Every picture tells a story. Every story shockingly similar. This is just some of what you're being served at your local takeaway, bakery, restaurant and high-end hotel. All these uncovered in the past 3 months as part of one of the biggest hygiene blitz ever undertaken. These pictures are just some of the hygiene disasters health inspectors have uncovered. It's the first stage of a nationwide crackdown on city and suburban eateries.
We understand that both New South Wales and Victoria and South Australia are looking at a similar scheme.
Of the 6,000 food outlets in Brisbane City Council's jurisdiction, 4,500 have been inspected so far. Alarmingly, more than 1,000 have been found with unacceptable standards. That's 1 in 4. Those with high standards are able to advertise the fact with a star system as part of the new Eat Safe program. Brisbane City Councillor Geraldine Knapp.
I think it's a salutary lesson to those businesses that they need to lift their game, and because once you can display the star rating, the public will determine whether they want to eat at your restaurant.
The 9 premises from which these photos were taken, while not yet named, have been shut down and are being prosecuted. Conditions so bad in some cases they're unsafe even for the workers. But it's not just Brisbane. Melbourne too is leading the way and showing no favour. Even former mayors aren't exempt. Last week, ex-Melbourne Mayor John Sow was charged by the council he used to lead after alleged food handling breaches at his Dragon Boat on the Yarra restaurant.
There's feces here inside the slicer.
In Sydney, food inspectors have been systematically working through the metropolitan area, conducting random raids, giving the operators no warning.
That's very dirty in there, that needs to be cleaned out. So the storage of there, that's not acceptable.
What's taking place in all these establishments is a major public health scandal. For every bad restaurant, there will be hundreds of potential food poisoning victims, suffering from vomiting to diarrhoea, in some cases death, or like Debbie Hickey, severe disfigurement.
I had below the knee amputations on my legs. My fingers were amputated below the first knuckle and, of course, my nose.
Debbie ate a contaminated piece of salami. The bout of food poisoning should have killed her. She survived only after severe kidney damage, losing part of her leg, her fingers and her nose literally dropping off. And places like those uncovered in Brisbane run the risk of condemning more people to fate like Debbie.
Well, you've got a number of issues. You've got, rat faeces. You've got salmonella, you've got viruses, you've got leptospirosis, you've got rickettsial infections.
Summer is food poisoning season. Biotech Laboratories microbiologist Glenn Pinner says hot weather, cold food and bad hygiene make the perfect conditions for an outbreak.
We're getting up in the 30s, 32, 35 degrees is not unusual. That's the temperature they love to grow.
Not even cooking will kill all the nasties.
Take Staphylococcus. It produces a chemical. Chemical gets into the food. You can cook it again. You'll kill the bacteria, but that toxin, that chemical, is heat stable and you'll eat it and you'll still get sick. Happens all the time.
The most at-risk foods are cold meats. Chicken, ham, salami, cold cuts and the things they touch, like sushi and salad.
If it isn't cooked totally properly, then that waiting period at room temperature is going to allow bacteria to grow things.
We conducted a series of tests on some of the biggest salad serving chains.
I'll have the salad.
We tested the salads and salad rolls of Australia's leading chains, Sumo Salad, McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, Subway and Muffin Break. 100 tests for Listeria, E. coli, Salmonella and Staphylococcus, the main bugs responsible for making people sick.
I was pleasantly surprised. We got one which had just a detectable level of Staphylococcus, and that's probably in itself not going to cause an infection or a problem.
Glenn says the major chains have finally realised one bad result affects the entire franchise, and they've now put in strict food safety regimes. He says the concern is the smaller operators who are prepared to try and dodge the food poisoning bullet.
Really, I think they're playing Russian roulette with a completely loaded gun.
It's good to know they're cracking down.